Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today with me I have lovely Vinod, and she's a psychic, medium, and energy healer. Hi, lovely. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Shweta. Thanks for having me again.
Uh, Hi, Eric.
Rick says hi. He's rubbing his palm and he's almost looking to the side for some reason, almost like making his theories and concepts ready for whatever we are going to speak today.
Great.
Yeah, he's
It's
excited.
always good to speak to him with you. And so today's topic we are covering, just to let everybody know, it's about solar flares. So much news and so much gossip going around, and we don't really know what's happening, what's true. Um, Solar cycles, the sun changes the solar cycles every 10 to 11 years, and there are different types of solar flares that come out. Even the X-rated class flares are considered highly dangerous. But then our magnetic field, as we understand, Earth's magnetic field is protected from the solar flares to some extent, because these events have been happening, I know, in 1989 and some years again in the past. But then we've not been so much affected because we were not online. Everything was not online at that time. So, what are the concerns about solar flare? Is it that something is really going to happen? And will our electricity, internet be affected with these, coronal mass ejections?
Well, Eric is giving me a lot of things. First of all, when you were saying that, we were protected as a planet or as human beings from these things and they've been happening. So Eric immediately said, well, we were, because things are changing and we know why, global warming and all that. And he almost makes me feel that global warming is just a tiny bit of it. There's much more to what human beings are doing, mm, you know, to which is actually negatively affecting our environment and what do you call the protection that we used to have from the I'll say the bad rays of the sun, which
All
like
types of
harmful
rays.
rays. Yes. Also, he's making me feel like these aren't something new. It's almost like he's talking about projection. He's giving me a lot, Shweta. It's almost like he's making me feel like it has always been happening, solar flares and other things surrounding that. So yeah, for the viewers, I do not have any knowledge about the subject, and I would rather not do my own research because I like to channel, as they give me. And the second reason why I don't know is I do not watch news. I stay away from these channels. So yeah, so I'm just giving you what he's giving me. So he says these things have been happening, but the effect was. So he's saying two things. The effect has increased over the years.
Mhm.
Secondly, this also, so that's where we come to our next, it's almost like the corresponding topic. He's talking about intent and how much we project our thoughts into our environment
True.
and the role media plays in increasing the negative impacts of every little thing in this world, whether it's natural. And he's talking, when the focus is on something really tiny, the focus is by a vast number of people, a huge population. Think of the impact.
True. The mass
Yeah.
consciousness is getting affected by that news and causing it
Yes,
more.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And he says, unfortunately, people, the intensity of manifestation, or maybe you can say about law of attraction here, that
Mm.
when they are thinking of the negative things, they are much more powerful in manifesting. It should be the other way around. So yeah, that's what is causing it also. I mean, that's one reason where the impact is increasing. which is increasing the impact. Yeah.
True. So yes, we also need to look into the intention of the effects which it is putting on our environment as a whole, on Mother Earth. So
Yes.
will it really affect in a like a large way? If Eric can
He's
guide us.
talking about, you were asking about these electrical, these things happening. So he mentioned actually, yeah, there will be few blackouts which will be caused by this, but he's showing me the sea. I don't know if that affects. Well, it should. I mean, this is my human brain telling. Like the sea waves are affected by the moon, so I
Yeah.
think it is also having an effect by the sun. And here he's correcting me because he's saying everything is interrelated. All the planets affect, and sun being the major star which impacts most of the planets that we know in our galaxy, which are known to us. So the impact will be there, and he's showing me floods, you know, uh, also something similar to tsunami, um, which when we talked about blackouts, so he showed me the waves actually. So it's something related to that maybe there'll be a flood, like a huge flood, from the ocean, not the rivers. Um, he says, yeah, the rivers will be, those floods will be there. Like it happens. And he's mentioning Asia, but slow down. He's like giving me so much.
Okay.
So he actually mentioned Asia, but again he said, unlike before, like how tsunami, I think
But
the epicenter was Indonesia, if I'm not
right,
wrong,
last time, yeah.
right? Yes, but this time it will be an eye opener because there are these countries who think that we will not be affected. There are these coal countries which who think that we will not be affected. It's the Asian, um, it's their issue, it's their problem, kind of a feeling. So
Like that.
that will be an eye opener for them because there will be a major blackout, and he's also mentioning parts of the US,
Oh,
which will be big deal because you know how much. And he's mentioning stock market and stuff.
right, right.
Rest of the world is dependent on the US for a lot of things, commodity pricing and all that. Yeah, so yeah, that will happen. um he giving me a, if I ask, this is me asking, how soon is it?
Mm,
The coming couple of years, he says.
okay.
Yeah.
So not immediately, but in couple of years, we can start seeing that.
He says we have some time. And he's almost laughing. By the time we wake up from the COVID crisis,
Mm,
and yeah, and he's almost making me feel the COVID, the whole thing surrounding COVID, that has impacted so much and increased the fear around everything.
correct.
Basically, the fear, people have become more fearful of everything,
The
which
anxiety
is
has
not
gone
doing
up
good.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. People are anxious, and yeah, so that's that. And fear plays a key role in everything that we manifest. And when it happens on a larger scale, yeah,
Yeah.
these things are ought to happen.
So people are fearful about, if there is no electricity or no internet, nothing happening online, no transactions, maybe the supply chains will get affected, salaries will be affected. So, uh, does Eric see that
He's
in
making me feel. Yeah, go ahead.
does Eric like see that in future for specifically for any country, or is it going to happen globally for all? Or
The impact will be global, he says. It will be happening at certain countries for sure, but definitely the impact will be global. Also, like, and he's reminding me of inflation,
mm,
how it was affecting everything
everything.
around the world.
True.
Yeah, but also the good thing, he says, if you want to know the good side, it will be for a very short period,
Oh,
maybe few days or something. But even when it comes to blackouts, even few days are big deal.
big deal. Yes, yes. Even I
Yeah.
think recently Texas, was under blackout and faced so much in the beginning of this year.
Yeah, he says yes. I didn't know about that. Yeah. So yeah,
But,
he's nodding.
but what is the spiritual purpose of solar flares or such kind of changes? Not only, part of the consciousness changes or manifestations happening in this direction, but any spiritual message or learning from that?
Yes, absolutely. He's talking reminders, people. Constantly reminding. The nature is reminding, but it's high time we get it right. There are still people out there arguing whether there is global warming or not. I mean, Eric is like, duh, it's high time we change the way we live. We change how we bring up our children. The focus, he's talking about mainstream education, mainstream media for like, it's high time we change what we focus on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What all does he suggest, like from our side? Can little changes be made at least to like stop it now or control it?
Or maybe, handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's telling me constantly, and he's very he says, to the extent every single day, remind yourself you are safe.
Okay.
Our bodies, he's mentioning, when we as a human race were, anyway, we are, what's the term, Eric? That's our default mechanism. We go into flight or fight very soon. Right? That's how we've been, because it's all about, that's how we've come as a race, because we were stone people. We lived in the jungle, so the dangers were much. So that's like somewhere deep in us, from ancestry and lifetimes and the trauma and everything. So that was already there. Now with COVID and other things happening, it's almost like we are always worried.
True.
Worry has increased a lot, and he's talking about a general vibration that he's feeling, and he's mentioning, throughout the world. He's mentioning the US, the India. He's laughing because he said just the topics are different.
Yeah.
And he's mentioning one part of the world is worried that the schools are opening. One part of the world is worried that the schools aren't opening. So it's as silly as that, So just the topics are different, just the things to worry about are different. So what it is doing to our body is constantly feeling that, it's not safe. And then it leads to diseases, sleep issues, and everything. How, and he's also mentioning
chain reaction.
And also the females are getting affected more, because they have a very different, complex body, and they need to feel safer. I mean, they are the race, or they are the gender that should be made to feel safer because of the way their bodies work. So that's another effect. So he's just saying constantly you have to, just like how you take a bath, take a shower, you have to remind yourself you're safe.
Yes.
In every decision, you're safe. There's no monster lurking in the corner, he says.
Great.
Whether and this goes to people who watch the media, watch the news, read the newspaper or not. You can choose what you do. If it affects you, do not read that. If you're okay just knowing stuff and you'll go by your routine, fine. But you have to do this reminder like a ritual.
Yeah. People, can they do something or be ready for it? Like any ideas from Eric, or it'll be like for some people, like you have to go back to the old ways of living and or cooking, or water purification. all those stuff. Um,
He's actually, he's always, and that's how Eric is, and this is something coming from me, and he's actually talking about he said, take a mid path. I mean, you cannot go to the other extreme. Not everybody can, unplug and go to the mountains because you have kids, you have to worry about their schools and everything. Now, so you always can take a mid path,
okay.
of doing things. If technology works for you, fine, but you have to make your choices accordingly, how much time you're spending it, or, you're using it as a tool, or that has become your life. So that goes for technology. So everything goes like that, he says. Use common sense, he says. If ancient ways of water purification works for you, good, fair enough, go for it. But it shouldn't mean that you're spending like 8 hours purifying water and you don't have any time to spend with your baby.
True.
So he says, use your common sense. Just like how he says for eating, like this is something that I get very often, that, should we become vegan or vegetarian if we are on a spiritual path? So all Eric says is all you need is to have gratitude for whatever is there on the plate, whether it's meat or veggies. Yeah.
Nice.
So that goes for everything that we can do.
Yeah. But in this COVID time, what has happened is people are just relying on everything online now, and it has increased more. It has become 10 times more. So even if such an event happens in future, in a couple of years or down the line, people obviously will be scared about their livelihood. Salaries then not coming online. What kind of jobs should they opt for in suggestions? And in future also, does he see that changing? As the supply chain also will be affected.
So he's saying, well, that's happening. That has been happening. That more people are choosing farming as their, livelihood. More people are choosing to become travelers, knowing cultures as their livelihood. More people are, and he's actually making me feel like he's talking about Instagram and all those, content creators. Content creator, that is a very new term. We never knew, or being a YouTuber. So he's saying the vocational variety has been changing through the years, which is for the good. One, it opens you up to new ways of living, right? Also, he's talking about these people who take up these unconventional jobs, is that they are more or less prepared for the worst because of the fact that their salaries are not fixed, rather than people who go on a 9-to-5 jobs. Yeah. So there is a set of public who is ready for the worst. So that will be okay if these things happen. Just like I think there was a recent shutdown on the Instagram.
Facebook.
Right?
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram.
It was Facebook?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
thankfully, I didn't know that. Yeah. So I don't know what I was doing, where on earth I was. Yeah.
So similarly, people are worried now that same things will happen, and it was just for an entire night at that time, but it can go on for days, and people will not be able to communicate, or things can become difficult. You'll have to go with old ways of writing letters.
Yes, he was coming at that. See, when lockdown happened, when everybody was locked inside their houses, there was some kind of bonding between the families. People could do more things together than always looking outside, because after a point you can just not play. You cannot just be on the the Xbox or things like that. There has to be times, even if it's a fight between a sibling, and he's laughing, that's a bonding time, because even that never happened at some houses. So similarly, he's saying when these things happen, it's a reminder, and it's almost like contractual because a race has to evolve. Like with time, technology evolved and we started finding solutions for things. So this is just for that. It's almost a push to us to find, different ways to bond,
Talk
maybe
to your
go back.
neighbor.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
to your
What is
neighbors
it?
more. I was saying talk
Oh,
to your
yes.
neighbors more. Share with
He's
them.
not even saying talk to your neighbors. He's like, look at your neighbors. He's
Yes.
almost like, you raise your head from that phone. There are people
True.
like that. I mean, like, that's insane. And yeah, he's just showing me, a cafe where everybody's looking at their phones. And yeah, so that awareness is badly needed. And also, it will be a push to begin new ways, new work, new cultures, new ways of bonding. And
Mm.
that will include maybe writing letters and also similar things. Yeah,
Some good things will come back. That's nice. In fact.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So, but with the Earth and the Sun and the Galactic Federation protecting the Earth, is there any kind of barrier or something spiritually more happening because of ascension or awakening process also?
Yes. He just mentioned the push. So he's almost making me feel like when we are on the ascension path, just like how emotions work and old traumas that's like deep that we've pushed under the carpet, it has to come to surface so that we can deal with it. Just like how we were talking before we started the session, Shweta. Some things have to come to surface. So even if how bad or shitty it is, sorry for that word, but yeah, that's what he's giving me. So it has to come to surface so that we can deal, so that we deal and push it aside, then it's sorted and there is more space for the light to come in. So
Okay.
the same applies. And the ascension process, whether you call it, getting into the 5D, or he's saying the name doesn't matter. It's evolving as a race. Now there are more people turning, like you and me, Shweta, like uh, coming out of their comfort zones and embracing spirituality. Right, more people doing meditation, more people changing their lifestyles. So yeah,
True.
definitely there's a push, and when you talked about the Galactic Federation, he's saying it's almost like giving bits of their presence, the knowledge of their presence, like, and he's talking about like my hosts, like me and you being in India, we know how much people do not know about alien races. We are still a country. uh, I don't know if there is a UFO sighting out in the open. What do people do? Like, unlike the US, like I think US has a center in various places. I think even LA has a center where you can call them up and tell them, if
Yeah.
there was sighting here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the case with India. People will go
Yeah.
mad.
Right.
Yeah, because still, excuse me, still there is a lot of fear because of the lack of knowledge. So he's talking, just the mention of like how we write in our post, light language from the Galactic Federation, or light language from the Pleiadian Council. What are Pleiadians? What is Pleiades? Like now, my daughter is actually, she's 10. She's learning about Pleiades as a cluster of blue stars, which was something that I had got when I was channeling. That time I didn't know there's something called Pleiades.
It was not there in our
So
study books or anything earlier, no?
no, it was
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
was, and I had never heard it also. And I just wrote, wherever I was receiving the light language, I just wrote cluster of blue stars, and I typed the same thing on the Google, and that's when I know, okay, there is something called a cluster of blue stars, which is Pleiades. So that's wonderful. So that will also be the case, giving out knowledge about these alien races out there.
Is solar flares like part of that ascension process, or
Yes, very
part,
much.
part of Age of
Very much.
Aquarius changes happening, and anything related with duality?
He's making me feel like a mix of contract and free will.
Okay.
Like how we have a contract, like as a soul. If you're talking about a single soul, there are a few things which are contractual, but at any given point, we are choosing realities. We are creating multiple realities. We are
Okay.
constantly free.
Was it audible what I said?
Yeah, that was last part was audible here. So,
Yeah.
any specific effects on India that you see?
The coastal areas, he says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, certain things will be just like any other country, like how inflation worked,
mhm.
because it's affecting the market in general. If the blackouts happen, but the natural part of the disaster, the natural, if the oceans are affected, because
Mhm.
he's constantly showing me oceans,
Okay.
uh, something.
Solar
Uh,
flares affecting all the water bodies, basically.
yes, and he's saying something even worse than tsunami could happen,
Oh,
which will be really bad. Yeah.
that's sad, but part of life, nobody knows when the natural calamities can come or go, and they can keep coming all
Yes.
the uh,
Yes.
but with the
We cannot.
governments,
We cannot. We
yeah,
cannot always be prepared.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. With the medical setup at least, or with the schools or colleges, or at least the houses, there should be some backup planning from the government side, and in future people have to work towards that, or growing food inside the houses, or even having their own water
Yes.
purification systems at least.
When you're mentioning water purification systems, he's actually mentioning things like, rainwater harvesting and simple things that people can do that will help them during crisis.
Mm.
But again, he's also making me feel like when these things happen, everything comes to dust, turns to dust. So, however you were, maybe the impact could be a little low, or, you know, but again, he says this is very much contractual, and he's making me feel like maybe your intent can push it away,
Okay.
uh, the timeline,
Mm. Okay.
you
That's
know,
great.
Mm. Yeah, push it away. Um, can you actually avoid the whole thing? He's like, you never know. Yes, there are chances, but again, it's not just one person or a community or a
Uh,
specific country thinking about it, right? It's 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 Earth basically,
mhm.
and he says, um, he's saying, well, in that case, other planets are far ahead in this, and he's talking about alien races.
So,
They are much more evolved, and they are very much ready for these things if they get affected by this. And for some reason, the way their bodies are, they are much more prone to the harmful rays. For some reason, maybe their atmosphere is different. So they've been ready for this for long,
oh,
since a long time. Yeah.
and can anything of better from there be followed here on Earth, or especially if everybody can do their part?
What can be done? I mean, what are they giving us? What do they suggest? He says, what they've been doing all these years and ages is like constantly helping us. Like Pleiadians are one of those rays who are very evolved, and they are always, into assistance. They're always assisting the human race. and Arcturians, and there are many more rays that we don't even talk about generally. He's talking about the tall whites,
Yeah.
tall white aliens. Yeah, so these races have been working for us, for safeguarding our interest, but just that it's not coming out in the open. But yes, light workers are there, and even small effort like people like us talking about it, uh, talking more about intent and manifestation, and uh, working with love, handling fear and all those things. Yeah, that's what has to be done with it. Not something really particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But like, will there be any physical symptoms on the
To our body,
body,
human body?
on a larger scale, or
Yes, he's saying, I don't know. Maybe you can do some research. Eczema. He was talking about
eczema? I know.
skin rashes.
Skin
I don't
rashes.
know.
Yeah.
Eczema, does it worsen when people go outside?
Right. It does with sunlight. Yes, if the sunlight is strong.
Okay. Yeah. So he's talking basically about skin rashes and things like that. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So that will be something. Those kind of things. And he's mentioning these couple of years, it has actually increased after the ozone thing.
Okay.
The layer was affected, so skin issues. But again, he's like, have the mainstream media or uh, the big pharma, he says, the medical community won't let it come out in the open that this is because of the environment. So that people can go on taking medications and applying something, what do you call it, on the surface, rather than changing things on a bigger scale, which is needed.
Heal from the inside also, and the other.
Yes. So that your immunity kicks in every time there is a danger.
Right. So anything which will be like quite dramatic, like will we be seeing the solar flares in the sky with the sun? Any part of the world will see that?
Wow. You know what he's showing me? He's showing me, he actually showed me something like this. This is actually my areca palm.
Yeah.
He showed me things like, parts, areas of, for instance, Amazon forest. Did you show me Amazon forest? Yes, he did. So he showed me parts of Amazon forest, weirdly having these areas where the leaves are burnt.
Oh.
And he's almost showing me leaves are, and it's not something like a forest fire. That's another thing. That's again that happens due to another reason. But he's showing me, out of the blue, there will be these areas where the vegetation will dry out and die.
Oh.
Yeah. And he specifically mentioned the Amazon forest, Africa, parts of India. Where else? Yeah. Okay. So he's clarifying why he mentioned Amazon, because it's such a huge area that, these things, for instance, like our jungles in India, we don't have such vast jungles. We have jungles, but the area, the Amazon is maybe, I don't know if I'm right, maybe we can do some research later on, that the Amazon is almost like covering various tiny forests in India. It's that huge. Yeah, and he's mentioning that Amazon is not the only such big forest, but he says why he mentioned Amazon is because people will notice when these things are happening. in various parts of
The world.
parts of the Amazon.
Oh,
It's like one jungle being affected in various parts, and he's mentioning things like, you know how people notice crop circles out there,
right, right.
crop circles. So it will be something very visible.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what he said.
Well, so with coming to my last topic, with intentions, if you can elaborate on that, exactly how can people on a daily basis do the correct things with their intentions?
What do you have, Eric? More on that? Hmm. Use your heart more. That's something that he always says, but he's giving me more on that. Okay. he's like, stop judging, stop correcting the person who's in front of you, stop judging the neighbor, stop uh, pointing out wrong in others. Bring your attention inside
True. So
on a constant basis. It's almost like meditate, even if it's for a minute. That's a reminder even for me. Even after being in this profession, I sometimes, I'm a mom and I have my excuses, but yeah. But he's saying, do your meditation so that, and he's saying meditation doesn't have to be sitting in a jungle or a hilltop or like closed in a closed room for 1 hour. That doesn't have to be like that. Even if that's just a minute of your awareness of breath, that's more than enough. And why he wants us to meditate and go within, so that we are aware of our intent. What are we focusing on? It's almost like, as soon as you, oh my God, why is that lady wearing that? Or, why is that mother bringing her child like that? It's fine when you say that. If immediately the next second you are that, am I judging? So that's a reminder. That reminder, that awareness is the key. You don't have to be perfect. Spirituality never means being, being a saint or not having emotions like anger or jealousy or sadness or guilt or any of those things. That's not what spirituality is. But awareness. If you're feeling sad, be aware and just sit with your sadness. If you're having anger, instead of putting it out into the world or to your spouse or your child, think where it is coming from and sit with your anger and work on it. Yeah, that's all we can do as a person than going out and blaming people around us.
True, so true. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. Any last New Year messages for India, people in India?
Oh yeah, the New Year is here. What do you have for them? He's saying, live your life, buddy. Live your life when you have it, when you still have that body, when you still have that teeth. Smile often, and this is something even for me. We are overthinkers. We are predominantly overthinkers, and as soon as you become a mother, you become really bad at overthinking. I mean, he's telling me I can take classes on overthinking. So yeah, and mostly we are worried about something that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is a waste of time. Yeah. So that's what he's just coming in. Just go with the flow. When you know that when you are, at a junction in your life, and you know that there's not much that you can do about the issue, try sleeping on it, breathe on it, and maybe you will find a solution. I know it's easier said than done. Yeah, but that's his message. Live your life when you still have that body, and he means our physical body.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much, lovely. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here, Shweta, and giving me this opportunity. And Eric is sending kisses to one and all, New Year wishes. And to you also, Shweta, I hope that you and your family enter this new year with lots of fun, laughter, and money, or whatever you want in life. That's my wish to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.